I was a prostitute. It wasn't just feeling trapped, I was trapped.
Girls get raped out there, beat up, held hostage.
Overnight, you're owned by somebody.
Them 4 years was hell.
I was in this hotel for like 2 years straight. I mean, like, they would bring you your food, they would give you your drinks, they would give you your drugs. You gotta sleep with who they tell you to.
You pray and wish that you could be done with this lifestyle.
When we would sit there and talk about, hey, you know, how are we gonna get out of this? Well, you can call the police. Well, you gotta think, we're doing dates with police officers, with detectives. We're doing dates with them. I never felt safe. I never thought I could turn to them for nothing.
I've had the real type of law that's supposed to help you and then the type of law that's used you. So it was hard to trust them. You know, an officer rolls up on you, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if he's gonna force you to do something or if he's there to actually help you.
It's really traumatic, like it's horrible. I wouldn't wish that lifestyle on nobody. Nobody.
The police were bringing me search warrants on human trafficking cases. And the prosecutor started showing me all the pictures and bringing the victims up with the bright red rings around their neck from fresh choking, hair pulled out, fresh burn marks where the guy had burned a cigarette in their skin just to torture them. And as this was going on, the sheriff brought the next defendant out on the wall, and I looked over, and that's when I saw a woman who looked just like one of these victims. She had that same aura about her. And so I looked down at the file and saw prostitute. And I thought, we ought to start looking at the person that we're arresting for prostitution more like she's a victim of human trafficking. Just prior to this event, I was trying to teach my daughters the book, The Purpose-Driven Life. So my one little daughter, she said, hey, Dad, you're doing really good teaching us about this purpose in life, but what's your purpose in life? And I was like, oh man, it just got me right there. So that night I just went upstairs and said a quick prayer. I said, you know I've got this really interesting job. So I said, if there's any way you could show me how to be significant in my work, I'd appreciate that. Then things started to happen very rapidly. I started researching and I found some amazing truths that totally blew my mind away. 1,500 women charged with prostitution a year coming through Columbus. Women who are involved in prostitution reoffend 80% of the time. So that's the revolving door syndrome. The average age of the first sexual abuse is 8 years old. 96% of them are runaways before they become involved in prostitution. 62% of all women enter prostitution before they're 18 years old. I couldn't believe that people were taking advantage of our women and girls and other vulnerable people in Columbus in such a horrible way. So we started a court in 2009 to allow them to exit this deadly lifestyle. Okay, so Ashley, way to go. This is Changing Actions, Change Habits, certified. So Ashley Barnett has graduated to phase 2 of the Catch program on May 10th. CATCH stands for Changing Actions to Change Habits, because we ask women to change everything about their lives. CATCH Court is a 2-year intensive probation. They have individual counseling as well as group sessions.
That's kind of hard for me.
Okay, I know how you feel, but you know I feel for married. I spent most of my time surrounded by other women, even though I had my own home. Like, it's like a legit sisterhood community. It's amazing.
These women have multiple complex trauma. That's at the core of their issue. And when you know how to engage them with trauma-informed approach, they will respond. So instead of saying, what's wrong with you, I learned to say, I wonder what happened to you. All right, Tina. Hi, how many days do you have?
208.
Wow, congrats. All right, so where you at with that GED?
I had your fractions.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? The statistics that we're now able to share, that if you spend 6 months or more in the program, 62% of these women never get arrested again. And if you graduate from the program, it's a high 90 percentile, never get arrested again. I think you can say it saves money. It saves police time, it saves court time. But for me, that's not where I consider the success. When I see multi-generational healing from parents to children and the women getting their children back and how important that is to those children, that's what makes it worth it to me.
If it wasn't for Catch Court, I would be back out on the street.
It saved my life.
They gave me my life back. They gave me a second chance.
I have a home that I can actually call mine. I have a 1-year-old daughter. I got custody of my 14-year-old twins back.
My grandbabies and my kids, to be a part of their lives again. It's a wonderful.
I could be a good example for my kids, and my daughter will never see me the way my sons did.
I may not have been a good mom, but I'm one heck of a grandma.
This has been the best thing that's happened in my career and maybe my life. And now I can look my daughter in the eye and say, hey, now we know what Dad's purpose was, don't we?